Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Riverview, here in Farming Simulator 22 with me, Siwani. It is late in the afternoon. I've just finished a ploughing contract for, with Delores. We've just finished ploughing field 22. It's 3:30 in the afternoon and it's getting very dark, ladies and gents. So I believe Delores' work for today is done, so we're going to have a quick trip back to the farm, park up. I'm going to advance time, and then we're going to see what December brings in terms of workflow and workload. We've got obviously some of our fields. We've got all of the fields that Delores owns seeded. A couple of them have had their first spraying of fertilizer, so hopefully if we can get a little bit of growth on the fields, we might be able to get a second spraying of fertilizer on them, and then we just sit back then and wait for harvest, don't we? We'll wait for the harvest to come. Meanwhile, Delores has been checking in with the business side of things, and there's noticeably there's a bit of a downturn in the whole contract availability and situation at the minute. So maybe, just maybe, work is going to be a little bit of an issue for Delores going forward. Not sure what's gone on, but certain contract types are no longer being offered for Delores to do, and as a result, her options when it comes to doing work each day is getting a little bit limited. So she's got to keep her eye on that a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to move time on because it's already getting dark and it's only 3:30, so I'm not starting anything at this late stage of the day. I wonder if it's going to be dark at 6 o'clock in the morning now. I've decided to turn on the seasonal graphic changes, although I don't have the growth calendar on. And seasons growth and stuff. It does appear that it's very pitch black at 6 in the morning. Well, we'll change that, ladies and gents. We'll speed time up a bit and see if we can't get a bit of daylight. And we'll make a note about at what time of day it is light enough for me to see what I'm doing. About 9 AM. So in future, we're going to want to sleep till 9 AM. Really? Right, let's go and have a look then. Ooh, saving content. Hello, autosave, my friend. Long time no see. Right. Again, it's mainly all the grass fields that are growing. If I turn the grass fields off, yeah, we've got no harvesting to do. Field 22, as I say, the contract on that field is done. Cash that in. Sowing contract, field 22. Sow field 22 with sunflowers. What is going on with this weather, ladies and gents? Can I fix that? Because that seems to be a bit of a bug. There we go, that's fixed it. I do love the Easy Devs control mod. It allows you to fix things without having to exit the game and reload when things glitch out and go wrong. So yeah, we've got potential for a sowing contract then. I would have to borrow the equipment for that, wouldn't I? Because we don't have a planter. let's have a look. We have got potato seeder. Is that potato seeder? No, that machine makes pallets out of potatoes and stuff. I want a planter. That is a seeder. Ooh, rock picker. Nice. I would think, if I'm buying a rock picker though, I'm probably going to go for that one. Because it's better. Dun, 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 dun. We're going to worry about rock picking. That's cedar. No planters for sale. At a discount. No second-hand planters. Right, let's have a look then. Real planters. See, that's 6 meters, but it only holds 595 litres of seed. That won't cut it. If I'm doing a sunflower seeding, that's going to need refilling like 50 billion times. As would that. That's getting a little bit better. That's not far off. That would be ideal. And it direct drills. Added bonus, ladies and gents. Yeah, I think I'd get a direct drill one if I was going for one. That one's a bit big. That one's a bit big. That one's not bad. 7.5 meters. I could have a solid fertilizer tank on it if I wanted. Could also have extensions if I wanted. Not bad. Option. That's the big one, which I don't really fancy. I reckon we could go for one of them then. I reckon Delores could do with one of them. I know it's not ideal spending money to make money. Yeah, we do that contract then. Where did I leave my plough? It's part there. Right, we'll go pick that up. Might as well use the same tractor. I will put some fuel in it. I think I bought some. What am I talking about, Willis? My fuel tank is over here. You can tell it's been a few days since I've played on the save, ladies and gents. You may not have been able to tell, but it has been quite a few days since I played on this map since the last video. I've been doing quite a few other bits and pieces. Been getting a new multiplayer server ready, new map, new save game. I've been doing all of that. Been playing quite a bit of Calmsden, getting a lot of Calmsden videos recorded and uploaded, to the point where I'm actually now uploading into July with the Calmsden series. And now I'm trying to catch up a bit with Riverview. So yeah, it's been a few days. It's been a few days since I've been on this map. And I've been playing some other games as well, a bit more in my free time. So I've not been playing as much farm sim off camera as well. Just been just varying my day-to-day life up a little bit. I've also had the great excitement today that, well, not today, sort of late last night into today, of having I love a wonderful incident with my father. My lovely father, who is 70 years of age, decided last night at sort of 11:30 that he wasn't feeling very well, and he decided that he was having chest pains and he was having trouble breathing. So of course we had to call the ambulance for him last night, and once again they turn up, do all their little checks and stuff, and decide that he really needs to go to hospital. So it's like, okay, we'll take him to hospital then. Of course, they can't take him to the one that's literally 5 minutes down the road from where we live, because that's not open 24 hours. Instead, what they have to do is take him 50 miles away to a hospital in a completely different town. Which makes no sense. So of course they take him, of course they get to the hospital. Again, because obviously at the minute the NHS, certainly in Lincolnshire where we live, is kind of on its arse, on its backside. The ambulance gets there and has to wait an hour before they can take him into the hospital because of all the COVID restrictions and things like that. That the ambulance has to wait outside the hospital until the hospital's ready for him. So all the ambulances are queued up, and you basically take your ticket, sit and wait in the queue kind of deal. Okay. So yeah, he goes there. They do the usual. They do a blood test and get wait for the results of that. They then obviously need to do a repeat test, but they have to wait 4 hours from the first one. So he's committed to being in there for 4 hours. Okay, he's committed to having to spend 4 hours in there, which he's not happy about. He then goes, they then do, you know, they're doing ECGs at the same time. Obviously they've got him hooked up to the ECG machine, and they're periodically coming and doing ECGs to see how things are going. I think by the end of the evening they've done about 12 ECGs throughout the time he was there. He then went and had 2 X-rays done. They then sent him for a CT scan, and ultimately they couldn't decide what was wrong with him. They couldn't work out what the problem was. So in that situation, what they do is say, okay sir, you can go home, make an appointment to see your own doctor and let them carry out further tests and stuff like that. So that's it. They just turf him out onto the street. He's got, obviously he doesn't drive, so he's got no way of getting home. He's got to wait for us to go and pick him up. We weren't allowed to go obviously with him to the hospital because of all the restrictions that are in place. So we're waiting for him to phone us to say, yeah, I've been released, you can come pick me up. He's there in basically, he's been turfed out of the hospital at like 6 o'clock in the morning. And he's literally just got a thin t-shirt that we put on him last night to put him in the ambulance, because he'd gone to bed when he started feeling unwell. So we had to dress him quickly. So he was in just a t-shirt, some jogging bottoms. He got some flip-flops on. So he hasn't even got any socks right on. 6 o'clock in the morning. It's not exactly roasting hot at the moment in the UK. Right, but this is the balminess, right, of it. This is where it now gets really freaking laughable. And you'll think I'm making this up, right? He's been rushed to hospital because he was having chest pains, difficulty breathing, and obviously we were quite worked up about it. It's quite worried because he has had heart problems in the past. He has had heart trouble the last couple of years, and he's on a lot of medication for his heart, and I can't get to the field the way I want to get to the field. I'm wondering if I can get to the field at all do this contract, because I don't think this seeder's going to go across any of the bridges on this map. But anyway, father decides then, as soon as he's out on the streets, he's going to go for a wander about. He's going to go for a walkabout in Boston at 6 o'clock in the morning in just his t-shirt, some jogging bottoms, and a pair of flip-flops. He rings us to say he had rung us to say that the hospital said he could go home and he was ready to go home. So of course we scramble, we get contact a family friend who can take us in the car, because obviously I don't drive that sort of distance. You know, I'm okay short journeys around town, but since my car accident, I don't go out of town. I don't go on any dual carriageways, motorways, anything like that. I certainly don't go anywhere where I don't know where I'm going, don't know the roads, don't know the directions. So we got a family friend to pick my mum up, to take him over, take her over to Boston to go and fetch him, to go and pick him up. Of course, they're completely unaware that he's decided to go for a wander. He's gone for a stroll. Turns out, when they got to Boston, they couldn't find him. He wasn't at the hospital. They were like, well, where's he gone? And the hospital were like, well, he was outside. Of course, Mum's like, what's he doing outside? Doesn't have a jacket. He's only in a t-shirt. He's only in his little joggy bottoms. He's only in his flip-flops. What's he doing outside? And the nurse says, well, he said he wanted to get a drink. Mum's like, well, yeah, that's okay. That's all well and good. Why has he gone outside? Turns out he completely misunderstood the last instructions that we gave him when they loaded him in the ambulance. We told him that if you go to the outpatients part of the hospital, because I go to the same hospital for I have appointments there at this hospital twice a year. I have outpatients appointments there, so I go there twice a year as a patient myself. So I know that if you go to the outpatients department, as you go into the outpatients department, you basically go through this little restaurant, canteen type area, where there's vending machines. There's an actual counter where a lady during the day will make you sandwiches, cook you food and stuff. You can get hot cups of hot drinks, teas, coffee, that kind of stuff, you know. So there is a place right there. It's, you know, it's not a million miles away. But he apparently completely misheard her. So he decided to go wandering off into the town. So of course, they knew in the situation where Mum and her friend are sat in the hospital car park on the clock with the ticket meter running, waiting for him to come back. This is the guy who was rushed there a few hours earlier because he was having chest pains, couldn't breathe. It's so flipping hilarious. Honestly, you couldn't make it up. Obviously, when they finally get him home, obviously then he starts to feel a little bit tired from his adventure. Okay, he starts to feel a little bit tired at that point from his adventures and his travels. So he has a bit of a nap. So he went to sleep. And he was asleep until probably about an hour and a half ago. Right? In his chair, he got fully reclined on the electric recliner. And he was sleeping in the chair with his little dog curled up next to him, because his little dog had missed him all night, obviously. The first thing he did when he woke up, right, and this, I'm not joking now, first thing he did when he woke up, right, he turned to my sister was here, she was sat downstairs obviously. He turned to her and says, so when we go into downtown then, because I need some compost and I need to get some plants for my window boxes. He was just going to carry on as if today's a normal day. Nothing had happened. You know, absolutely hilarious. And, you know, you try telling him that he's not doing anything, he's not going anywhere, because, you know, he's just literally been to hospital, and all his response is, "Oh, nothing wrong with me, there's a butcher's dog." I'm like, I mean, not being funny, I wouldn't want to go to downtown if I was feeling 100% perfectly fit and healthy. If I'd just been to hospital, then an even better excuse not to go there. But, you know, what can you say? Different folks, different strokes. Right, let's get some sunflowers in the ground, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen. Been a screenshot for the thumbnail, because I honestly have come to realise, as I've uploaded a couple of videos over the weekend, that I forgot to take some screenshots in some of the videos. So I apologise if some of the screenshots on some of the Riverview videos have not really matched up with the content in the videos. It's just the fact that I've had to quickly come into game and take a picture just so I've got something to upload. So if you get a video where the picture doesn't quite match what is happening in the video, you will know that that's a video where I forgot to take the screenshot as I was recording the video. So I've ended up just taking a random picture and using that as the thumbnail. It sometimes happens when I'm recording multiple videos back to back, because I forget. I forget how many videos I've recorded sometimes in a session, and how many screenshots I've taken. Especially if the content is very similar, like if we're doing a bunch of jobs that are pretty much the same. Like if I was doing a seeding job straight after doing this, I probably wouldn't think to take a screenshot, because I think, well, I've already taken a picture of me doing seeding, even though it'd be a completely different contract, completely different video, perhaps. One of the reasons why I'm trying not in this series to do similar jobs back to back. So like if I'm doing a seeding job now in this video, I wouldn't want to do a seeding job in the next one, because it would be too similar. I'd want to do something different. So next video I'd probably want to do fertilising or something. There we go. So we just let this guy roll. Some lovely sunflowers. I thought this thing had a bigger tank, you know. Maybe I'm wrong. But isn't that supposed to have a 5,700 litre tank of seed? And yet, I don't have 5,700 litres of seed. I'm guessing that's got 1,700 litres of fertiliser it can have in addition to the seed. Bit of a shame. I would have liked more seed. And those tanks look like they could hold a lot more seed for me. Because the little containers on all the rows are going to hold quite a bit of seed, I would think, based on the recent Millennial Farmer video I watched, where it showed you him manually loading those up on his planter to close some of his trial and test crops. So he wasn't actually using the main seed tank, he was just filling up the little bits on the back of the planter. He was filling them up before he started his seed, before he started a row. And then he was checking at the end of the row how much seed he got in each one of the bins, and he was topping them up if necessary. So he planted, you know, the number of rows he needed for each of his different test crops, but didn't obviously have excess. He didn't put more seed in than he needed, so he didn't use the main seeder, the main tank on the seeder. It was quite interesting, on the planter, should I say. It's quite interesting watching that, and all the things he had to do to stop the he had to disconnect and block off all the air hoses, so that the air being fed through that drives the seed from the main tank into the planters wasn't actually blowing air through, and it was just literally gravity feeding. He was like gravity feeding the seed. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, not a lot of contracts available today then. All the baling contracts have gone. Does that mean we put grass back on then? No, all the grass fields are still ready for harvesting. It's just the contracts have disappeared. Yeah. Delores might have to go on Christmas holidays, ladies and gentlemen. She might. Because if there's not a lot of contracts, she's not going to be able to do a lot of work. Like I say, we have got a bit of fertilising to do on our own fields. Have we? Oh, we've got weeding to do on field 16. Turn off the needs rolling, because we're never going to do rolling. Yeah, I need to fertilise field 16, and then I need to weed it. Right, okay. You know what we're going to do then? I've got fertiliser. So let's go quickly fertilise that field. Then we can take the fertiliser out and go get some herbicide, and then we can come back and weed it, can't we? And yes, I remember where field 16 is. And how to get to it. Bearing in mind, of course, that we need to do this fairly quickly, because I don't have crop-friendly tyres. So I need to get the crop sprayed whilst it's in this early growth stage. Otherwise, I can't go on the field. So yeah, important job this. Probably more important than the planting, ladies and gentlemen. I would have think. Hopefully we're getting... Yep, we are getting fertiliser. Good. Always worth checking, because... We're getting the fertilizer sprayed. And I'm running out of things to say in this video. Hopefully, after all of today's dramas, I'm going to have a nice evening though, because hopefully I can start on the new multiplayer map tonight, fingers crossed. We've finished on Elm Creek. That server is no more, and I've actually parted ways with the company that was hosting the server, because they've not been all that brilliant at solving issues and problems in a timely manner. So I've moved to another company, and I'm giving another company a try for the next couple of months. So I took the option as well to just start a whole brand new map, whole brand new save. So the new multiplayer map that I'm running, that is open and available for people to join if they wish to, is going to be on the Calmsden map now. I'm going to be playing on the Calmsden map for a bit. We have the seasonal growth turned off, so planting and harvesting is available at any time, partly to hopefully ensure we have lots of contracts available for players to do whilst waiting for own fields to grow and stuff like that in between. But once our own field work is done, hopefully there'll be enough contracts generated then to keep players busy until field work is required again on our own fields. And yeah, basically we'll be starting on Calmsden. I know people are like, well, hang on a minute, you're doing Calmsden as a single player series, you're also going to be doing it now in multiplayer. Isn't that a little bit too much Calmsden? And whilst normally I would say yes, it probably is. Normally I wouldn't play a map in single player that I'm playing in multiplayer and vice versa. However, when it comes to really good maps, and certainly at the criteria was for this new map was we wanted a UK map. After having done an American map, we wanted to play a UK map next. Okay. There really isn't a lot of really grade A 5-star rated UK maps for Farm Simulator 22 that actually do the UK and look like the UK and use the correct textures and everything that is found in the UK. There wasn't a lot of options, so ultimately, yes, we've had to use Calmsden. But that doesn't bother me, because I absolutely love playing on Calmsden. I love that map. I really do. It reminds me so much, like I say, of the area where I live, that I don't think I would get bored of playing on that map, ever. Because it just looks right. That map just looks right to me. I'm like, yeah, that's how farmland should look. Because it's what I see when I'm out travelling about in my local area, you know? I can't really relate to American maps, because I've never been to any American farm areas in real life. I don't know if American maps are accurate, or what have you. I don't know. I can't comment on such a thing. So I don't know which American maps are accurate and which ones aren't. But having spent 6 months playing Elm Creek, we didn't want to do an American map on the server straight away. I did think about doing a South American map, but I'm just waiting. I just decided to hang fire on that. I was going to do one of the Estancia maps that came out on the mod hub not all that long ago. However, it hasn't had an update since Precision Farming came out, so I'm a little bit reluctant to play any map that hasn't been updated, that hasn't had an update to make it, you know, 100% Precision Farming ready with custom soil maps and everything. So that was just the pure reason. I would have done the, I think it's the, is it the Estancia Sao Carlos? I think it's Estancia Sao Carlos, I think is the map I want to play and will play at some point on the multiplayer server. But until it's had its precision farming 100% compatible update, I'm hanging fire on that. Because we want to play with precision farming on the multiplayer server, because it does make it a bit more interesting when doing your fertilising, your lime spreading, your weeding, also deciding whether or not you're going to cultivate plough fields, because of the obviously the impact that has on your score. The great thing about the Elm Creek map was that when that map finished, the server actually finished today. I think it closed today. I managed to grab a save file from the server before it shut down, so I have got the save. So I might load it up and do a little video on it, a one-off kind of video on that map, just so we can have a look and see what's going on. But we had can I not unload? Not enough space to unload, really? Right, there's all the fertilizer. I'm gonna put that into storage, ladies and gents. Delores is gonna move that. Ooh, have we not got liftable pallets? I thought I had liftable pallets installed, ladies and gents. I could have sworn I've moved these before without having to enable strong arm mode. But anyway, we'll put them there. I'll then head to the store, get some herbicide, and then I'll go and spray the weeds. Meanwhile, Mr. Seeder Man is still seeding. I'll have to take him back all the way back to the store, won't I, to get the seed. Might have to come up with a better solution for transporting pallets and bringing them back to the farm for storage reasons, you know. Who put that flipping brick there? What's that? It's a brick from that other shed. That's what it is. That's what it is. Right. To the store for some herbicide then, ladies and gents. But yeah, we reached an environmental score of 100 on the multiplayer server. We did very well at the end. And I personally harvested every single crop type that was available on the map during the course of that save. I've planted and grown and harvested every single crop at some point on that map, so I definitely considered job complete. I completed everything on that map. I don't know about the other players whether they feel they completed everything, but I definitely feel I'd completed everything. We finished up with a bank balance of just over 10 million. Which was not bad. We owned pretty much all the fields on the map. There was a couple of fields we didn't own, but I wasn't terribly worried about that because they were rather small fields and you couldn't really get a decent harvest off of them, or you know, they were grass fields and we already owned the biggest grass fields on the map. That's 8,000, that's 10,000, that's 12,000 litres of herbicide. Just load this up then. So yeah, got a pallet of seed there. I might be tempted to chuck that on the front there. Take it back to the farm with me. And then I haven't got to bring the planter all the way down here to refill it, reload it. Alright, it's loaded up 4,000 litres. Does bulk fill not work anymore? Doesn't seem to work on the IBC tanks. It doesn't. This could go horribly wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, don't transport your seed like this in real life. It's not safe. Do so. And we need to I always press enter. I always think enter's the enter bit. It's not, it's the E key. For some reason, sometimes when you've been picking up objects by hand on a controller, you lose the ability to enter the vehicle. You can't get in it. You're pressing the square button or the X button, and your character won't climb into the vehicle. But anyway, we're going to drive this back very carefully. I'm going to put my beacons on. Unfortunately, the beacon won't come on behind me because I've got it temporarily turned off. Because again, I was playing, because of the issue with the fill level warning mod and multiplayer, I actually turned it off last night because it was literally, it was coming on every time I was streaming, and it was on for the whole stream, and it gets annoying for people viewing the videos. It's alright if it's on when you're actually, you know, using it, but when you're not using it and it's always on, it's a bit of a problem. So for that very reason, I've not installed the fill level warning mod on the new server. So players are going to have to get used to keeping their eye on their own fill level and stopping in plenty of time so that they don't do crop destruction. Okay, stopping in plenty of time and emptying the harvester. But yes, we will find a better way. We'll try and find a better way, ladies and gents, of transporting pallets to the farm in a future episode of the series. Not terribly crucial at this moment in time. We will continue to be a little bit unsafe and practice unsafe working practices, because, you know, sometimes you just ignore health and safety because you just have to get a job done. And if you did all the health and safety stuff and followed all the proper precautions, you'd never get anything done because it would take too long. So yeah, we are just not going to pay attention to that, ladies and gents. We're going to do what we want to do. And there we are. Turn that off. Why is that on the floor? I don't know. Let's pick that up. Put that down. Put that back up. Turn beacons off. And I can head to the field and I can spray some weeds. Meanwhile, the sunflower contract has been completed. So that's all done. We've made 20 grand today. Okay, we've spent a bit more than that buying a planter, buying fertiliser, buying seed, buying herbicide. But like I say, hopefully, in the not too distant future, there will be some more contracts for Delores to do, and we'll be able to get out and do them. This is where some real high-level GPS action would come in very useful. Making sure I don't miss bits. Let me do that. Because I haven't been using a lot of GPS just recently, have I? Make that nice and high so I can see it. I wish there was a way, I've probably said this before, I wish there was a way I could make these settings for the dots, the line height and everything default, so I don't have to change it every time I start the game. And it'd be great if I could do that as well for the multiplayer server, so players don't have to do it every single time they log into the server. I need the autosave to go away because I need to put me thing on. Right, I've missed a little bit down the top edge of the field because the field doesn't quite go straight. Worry? Maybe I'll just spray the edge as I drive up the field then. But ladies and gentlemen, we've sadly reached the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please go ahead, give me a thumbs up on the video. Leave me your comments in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already doing so, and join the other 1,015 people that are currently subscribed here on the channel and enjoying the videos. And don't forget to share the videos everywhere you can, with everyone you can. I will see you again very soon with some more content, but for now, from me, it is sadly cheerio and goodbye time. So, cheerio and goodbye.